thrilled to have you all today to explore innovative ideas and transformative practices through the creative industries. So let's jump right in and meet our esteemed speakers. Our first speaker is Alexia Nunez from Brazil. Yeah. Presenting fashion on purpose, empowering communities through sustainability. Alexia, the stage is yours.
Good morning, everyone. Magandang umaga po sa inyong lahat. Welcome to the Philippines. Yeah, okay, that's pretty quick. Well, welcome to the Philippines for all of our guests that are coming from abroad. I hope you're having some good time here. Congratulations to the Manila International Fashion Week. What a beautiful, amazing event. I'm very proud and honored to be here with you. Hello, Amira.
Hello.
Good to see you again.
Always.
So today our topic is fashion with purpose, through community empowerment and sustainability. So I'm very glad to be talking about this topic here with you because it's where my heart belongs. When people ask me, as Amira asked me kanina earlier, right? How did you get into fashion? How did it happen? So that's where the magic is. I started with fashion because I really connected with the indigenous communities in the Philippines. I'm from Brazil. I was born in Brazil. Now I'm based here in the Philippines. And even back then, I was working with indigenous people. But it was when I got here in the Philippines and I connected with the local tribes that I realized I really wanted to empower them, uplift their voices, and use my craft to highlight their work. You know, clothes, they're not just clothes, they carry stories, livelihood. And for example, this one here, it comes from the Tibuli tribe in Mindanao, here in the Philippines. Yeah, they made it. And when I was there in Mindanao, I got to see their work. They do a lot of work with tinalak, which comes from the banana tree. Did you know you can make clothes from banana tree? How beautiful is that? And you know, this kind of culture, this kind of materials, they're being forgotten. We're no longer making use of this kind of weaving. And when I was there, they shared with me the struggles they have because they are not able to promote their craft. People don't get it. And they're very far, so they don't have access to the market. And it's being lost. This is a tradition that is being lost. So I realized, yes, I want to help them. I want to support them. And of course, we all need clothes. So fashion, right, is part of our daily lives. And fashion always carries identity because what we wear, it's the way we communicate ourselves to the world, right? We carry our values, our principles through our clothes. So, yeah, when we are talking about fashion with purpose, it's not just about what we're wearing, but what purpose we are carrying. What do we stand for, right? We're not just wearing clothes, we're carrying communities, we're carrying stories. It goes way beyond. So, me, for example, as a designer, I chose to use my advocacy as the purpose behind what I do. So when you wear my pieces, you're carrying all those people who are left behind. You are caring about the environment. You're caring about the people. And this talks a lot about you. And I think we should always think about it, reflect about this when we make our daily choices. What am I gonna buy? And there is a shift in the mindset. It's not what's the trend, it's what's the impact. So you step into a store, you don't ask, what's going on? What's the new trend? You know, what's for the season? No, what's the impact? Where does this cloth come from? Who makes it? How am I making the world a better place as I purchase this product? There's a shift in the mindset. It's not anymore what's the trend, what should I wear, what are people wearing? No, it's like I know who I am, I know what I stand for, and what I wear is the impact I create in the world. So I'll make sure I'm supporting people, I'm uplifting people, I'm taking care of the environment because it's all connected. Nature, people, our lifestyle, it's all one. It's all connected. And we have to make, conscious choices every day, especially through fashion. As I said, fashion is not just about the clothes we wear, it's about the communities, the stories that they carry as well. So this piece here, for example, I want to share with you. It's made from upcycled materials. It's from my first collection, Yon collection. And as you can see, well, at least in my opinion, it looks, how can I say that? More than just a normal piece. Why? Because it carries inspiration from nature. The leaves, the leaves, they're inspired by the waves. So the waves, they have also meaning. They carry flow, they carry inspiration, movement. When I wear it, I get the power of nature. I connect with nature. So in our daily lives, I believe we should always have some connection with nature, despite the challenges. Even, for example, if you live in the city and you are in a concrete jungle, how do you connect with nature? How do you remind yourself you're connected with nature? Because we should always have those reminders. And as I use this piece, for example, that's my reminder. And then also the materials. Those are made from upcycled materials. They name upcycled. So before this was pants. This one was just pants and jacket, and then we transform it into our designs. So you see, as in nature, there is no waste. Everything can be repurposed, and we should always remember this. There is no waste in nature. There is no waste. If you believe you're gonna wear a piece and then you're gonna throw in your trash and then that's it, forget about it. It doesn't exist. It's gonna end somehow, some way in a landfill. It's gonna end in the oceans because that's the sad reality, especially in our country. I don't know where you come from, I don't know where you live. This is actually a reality most of the countries face. There is no recycling system. It's very scarce, it's very minimal. So most of the things we produce, they end up in the landfill and in nature. So we should really make conscious choices and be aware that everything we buy will end somewhere. So how long do we wear a piece for, right? We buy, we use for a season, and then that's it. So sustainability is not about perfection, not at all. It's about intention. It's about mindset and lifestyle. So, for how long does your piece last? This is a question you can make. Do I buy 10 that will last 1 month, 2 months, and then gone? Or I choose one piece that will last for a generation, years, right? A lifetime. So, this is also about sustainability. And as I shared with you earlier, it's the impact that we create, the people, the lives, the environment. Again, it's not perfect. It's very hard, especially with our lives and lifestyles nowadays. But if we set the intention, if we take a small action, it's a start. And if everyone gives a step and together slowly we flow, we can change. Imagine a world where everyone is carrying pieces with stories and transforming lives, uplifting communities. How beautiful is that, right? And fashion has this power. Fashion has the power to transform lives, to uplift people. So, how much power do we carry? We carry with the clothes that we wear. Have you ever thought about this? How much power you carry just with what you wear? It's not really ordinary. It's big. So how much power we carry just with what we wear? Diba? When I got in the Philippines, I realized we have a very amazing culture here. Amazing stories. They are being left behind. Unfortunately. I see, for example, how my people, right? I consider myself Filipino by heart. So I see how my people, they are looking, in oops, hi. I see how they're looking to the United States. They want to repeat their patterns. They want to ride the fast fashion. Hi, that's right. One, two, three. Yes. So Filipinos, they are looking how Americans do the fast fashion, everything. Wow, so quick. So right, even fast food, and they're lefting behind. They're leaving behind our beautiful culture, and we should be careful with that. We should be careful because, you know, our stories, they are our legacy. Imagine for so how many years our ancestors have been fighting. They have been, yeah, fighting, going through battles to create the reality they aimed. And of course, we all have good intentions. We all want to live good lives and grow, evolve. And then we just leave all those hard works behind. This is not honoring the legacy they have built, the stories that they have created. And if we really want to grow stronger and more sustainable, so the new generations they will also flourish, we need to honor what's being built so far. And from there, we build it up, but we don't let it go. So fashion is also about honoring our ancestrals. And here, especially our indigenous people, they still do it. The elders, they still carry it, the stories. And one way that we can make it to keep it alive is honoring it through our daily choices. So when you go buy a clothes, make sure you are honoring the past, you are honoring the present, and you're honoring the future because it's all connected past, present, future. We don't see it, we easily forget it, but it's all connected. And we have this power. That's also what sustainability is about. It's creating a sustainable future. It's thinking long term, not short term, long term. Because we might not be here in a few years from now, but the next generations will be. So imagine today you are living harder times. It's not easy for anyone. But imagine it was even harder. You would look back to your ancestors. We would do it and say, oh my gosh, what did they do? Right? They didn't even think about it. Imagine if this is the next generation thinking, what did they do? So that's us. What are we doing now to create a better future for us and for the next generations? This is the unity mindset. We're one. We're all connected. And it doesn't matter in which country you are because we're all connected. Whatever you do, if you're in Malaysia, if you're in Indonesia, if you are, let's say, okay, South America, Brazil, Mexico, Europe, Germany, Italy, it doesn't matter. Because whatever you do, whatever you are, will affect us. And whatever we do here, it's going to affect you also. So this is also the mindset. Sustainability is not just about what I do in my circle. It's what I do in my circle and affects other circles. And what other circles do and affect my circle. You get the point? Yeah. So you see how much power we care? How fashion is amazing? And you know how long it takes to do one clothes so long? You know how much people earn normally for doing one piece? So little. So little. How much time they put and so little they earn. So I also want to bring this reflection to you when you go buy a clothes. Remember that there are people behind it. There's time behind it. And we really should look at this. It's not just you're going shopping and that's it. No, there are people behind it. There's time, there's effort, energy, love, dreams. You go to a place where people are doing the clothes, those big factories, they're thinking about their families. They're thinking about the food they're gonna bring home. Maybe the school they're gonna afford to their kids. So this is also the power you care as you buy one clothes. So always remember yourself that as you go buy a piece, you're not just buying a simple cloth. You are empowering communities. You are uplifting people. You are taking care of the environment. Because the mindset is the choices that I make are wise, are down to earth, are grounded, and they're based on the thought that I can make a change in the world. This is the mindset. Whatever I choose has a positive impact in my surroundings and in others also. That's when the magic happens. That's when together as one, we flourish. Not just as a village, as a city, as a country, but as a world, as one. So thank you very much for being here today. I really appreciate your time. This means a lot. And I really hope this talk, I'm also willing to listen from you, will inspire you to, make better choices in your daily lives. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Alexia. And thank you for that reminder to be deliberate in what we wear and the stories behind what we wear. So I have a question in like you coming from Brazil. So how does like Brazil influence Philippines and the way like cross cultures?
I love that question. So Brazil and Philippines are very similar. It's funny because we are in opposite sides of the world. Brazil is here and then. But despite the distance, we carry many similarities. The heart, the love, the community-oriented lifestyle, the faith, and of course, the nature, the care for the nature. And I believe that this common mindset and lifestyle that we carry is what brings us together. That's what brings me here and inspires me to, for example, do fashion. Yes.
And one question before we go to the audience, like what first got you interested in fashion? Like what's the inspiration to get you like, wow, I love fashion. I love to tell stories through clothes. And what was that first moment for you?
Well, my love for the people and nature. This is how it started. Even back then in Brazil, I would always look for brands that are really making an impact on people and nature. And it was so hard to find sustainable choices. So I really thought, that's so hard. I wish I could do it. I wish I could start something that will make the difference.
I love that. And let's go to the audience and ask the audience for some questions.
All right.
So we have some students here. Is there anyone who has a question or who'd like to ask a question?
Hi, Alexia.
Hello.
I'm Joshua from Malaysia. My question is this. When you are an advocate for sustainability and sustainable fashion, but sustainable fashion is, as a designer, you know that deconstructing a garment and constructing it once again is much more tougher than constructing a garment from scratch. Yes?
Yeah.
So the cost is going to be much more higher because a deconstruction of a garment which is already made to something else is going to take a lot of time, effort, and energy. So the cost is going to be higher, and the accessibility and the pricing is going to be much more tougher for the people to accept because in their mindset, It's not a brand new garment. It is a garment that is been upcycled to be something much more different. So how do you think we could address this as a designer's point of view, and how can we give this accessibility to everyone?
Yeah, thank you for your question. I love it, which is true. When we are upcycling a gadget, it really takes more time. And of course, the costs are also higher. And this is also what I want people to know. As I said earlier, it takes time, and there are people involved in the craft. So we should honor it. And of course, there is a price for that because time is precious, and we should honor it. So when you buy a piece, you're not just buying a cloth, as I said. You're supporting communities. You're, empowering people. So you should value it. And it comes the reflection. How much are you willing to put into creating a new and better world, which is fair for everyone? Because it's not just about talking. Oh, I want to make the world a better place. I want to end poverty. I want, more equality. Okay, so what are you doing to it? You're willing to pay a little bit, you know, higher, and then you make sure you are supporting the livelihood of other people, or no, you still want to buy cheaper and then keep on having people struggling with poverty and inequality. That's a reflection we should do. Of course, not everyone has the conditions nowadays to buy a piece that is more expensive. Some people are struggling still to have food in their tables, which is another story, right? It's way deeper, it's more complex, and I would love to have another conversation about it. It's just that it's complex when we go to this level of people who are still struggling to have food in their tables. But for those who already got there and have the conditions, they should support, of course, so together we can make a change. And as I said, you can buy 10 pieces. That will last for 2 months. Okay, let's say 6 months. What if you just buy one instead of those 10? That will last for many years, 50 years. You get the point, right? You buy 10 pieces that is, let's say, $50. That's $500. You can buy a good piece with $500. So it's really about the choices that we make and the priorities that we have, the principles, the values that we carry. I hope I answered your question. Yeah, thank you. This one, you mean? All right, yes, I can do it. So, thank you. So this one actually is a jacket, right? I'm gonna stand. But we can remove the sleeves, and we can also remove here. So instead of having just a jacket, we also have a crop it, right? Another upper piece. I'll show you.
Yes.
We're gonna have another piece. It's okay. Change my outfit. So you see, this is also about sustainability. Instead of buying two pieces, a jacket and a top, I have two in one. Thank you. Thank you. So this one, I'm not gonna do it now. Yeah, but we can also do it. So you see, so it's three pieces in one. And you see the beauty of fashion, how creative we can be. And then again, not because it's me, but because I want you to know that you can also do it and other people can do it, and we can support other brands that are doing the same. But all right, it's an upcycled material, right? No waste in nature. Second, the surplus, the sales, go to helping the indigenous people in the Philippines. So imagine you're busy, you're working, you're taking care of your family. But of course, as we all need and as we all like, we buy clothes. And as you buy, you're making a change in the world because you're taking care of the environment and you are uplifting people that are left behind, giving them access to food, quality education, and a proper livelihood. That's the power you carry.
Love that.
Thank you.
And in terms of like visibility, because a lot of like these pieces, they have like stories within them, but how do you share and like reach more people, especially in fashion, like visibility? How is that something you've dealt with?
Well, we all love beauty, right? We all love beauty. And this is what fashion is about, beauty. So, through my inspiration, which is nature and people and right tradition, I grab attention of people. And then through that, that's when we come with the advocacy, the purpose behind it. And I believe this is the most beautiful beauty, the purpose, the mission.
I love that. And getting the passion to showcase your stories, showcase your collection, and getting it in front of people. And then it's up to people to do the rest and meet you
Yes.
halfway.
Exactly.
So thank you so much for that. Do we have any other questions in the audience?
Yeah.
Should I stand? Thank you. Hello, Alex. I really
Hello.
like your outfit, especially the sleeves. It's really
Thank you.
wonderful. May I ask regarding your creative process? When it comes to designing your outfits, do you think about the trends, or are you solely relying on nature itself?
Thank you for your question. Yes, I'm totally relying in nature. So all my pieces, they're always inspired by nature, right? As I showed you earlier, this one, my inspiration was the ocean, right? The waves. Because most of the things, they are all inspired by nature. Did you know this? Airplanes, trains, right? Look at nature, birds. And then you see, right, the forms of airplanes. They're inspired by birds. And then same with the clothes. My sleeves inspired by the waves. And then even the skirt, right? The patterns, same. So I carry the element of the sea, water. And then we also have other elements. We have fire, we have air, we have earth. They all carry their own elements. And this is what inspires me, nature. No trends. I don't follow trends. Yeah. So, you know, when I dress, I always think, what's my mood? What's the power I want to bring into my day? And all the elements, they also carry this, right? Fire. I want power. I want energy, transformation. So some days I wake up, I feel like, yes, I want to be fire. And then some other days, I want to be just earth. I want to be grounded down to earth. I want to be centered. So that's how I base what I'm going to wear, how I want to feel. Thank you.
Thank you so much for that. Yeah, so do we have any other questions in the audience?
Hello, Alex. I'm Vincent.
Hello.
You said earlier you want to revive the traditional clothing, especially related to indigenous people. My question is this: how do you think you can convince the Filipino people to buy your product, especially nowadays? People tend to follow the fashion trend, especially with Japanese and Korean clothing.
Thank you. Well, I don't try to convince people. I'm not here to convince anyone about anything. I'm just here to share what I believe and what I value and what I carry in my heart. And I hope this will also touch people's hearts and awaken in you, in them, the same love that I have for the people, for nature. So together we really create a better world. And it's up to you, not to me, to accept the challenge or not, and stand for your values and your vision. So if you want to create a better world, if you want to give people a good livelihood, as I said, access to quality education and all the good conditions of life, you will support. Well, I believe you will support. If you don't, you're not. You go, you care. You know, there's so many brands, so many people there doing different stuff. It's just really about what you want to support and carry on. What's your flag? What's your mission? What's your purpose? If you're with me, let's go. If you're not with me, all right, good luck. God bless you. That's it.
Love that. And yes, it goes back to the designer, to the stories, and whether you want to go like for the sustainable route or a different route, it goes back to you guys. It goes back to how you want to express yourselves and tell your own stories through the clothes you wear. And do we have any other questions for Miss Alexia?
Hello po. A pleasant morning. My name is Gabriel. I'm just wondering what hooked you the most in our culture, in Filipinos cultures. That's it.
Hello, po. Good morning. Well, where to start? I really love everything about the Philippines. And what really hooked me, so answering your question, was the kindness of people. What really got my heart since the first moment I stepped into this country was how lovely people are, how well educated and respectful people are. Since the beginning, people would be willing to guide me as someone who came to the Philippines alone as a woman who didn't know anyone anywhere. I really felt safe here and loved, and I felt like I belonged to the Filipino community. So, this unity, this feeling of being one, hooked me here in the Philippines. Yes,
Thank you so much for that.